Crosstown Open on March 18th at Saunders Ferry Disc Golf Course. Here on the card we have Harper Thompson, Brendan Bostwick, Matt Maddox, and Austin Meter.
This was the second round of the Nashville Disc Golf Store Tour Series. First round was in Gallatin, Crosstown, at Triple Creek. This is the second round, back 9.
Here we've got hole 10, 245 feet. It is an over-the-water shot, but almost everyone in the field is going to be able to clear the water. It's a simple putter shot for most players in the field. Austin, he's going to throw a low hyzer shot, but he gets an aggressive skip at the end. He wanted to get higher as the end of the flight. Brandon, he's going to throw a putter as well, higher, out to the right, but he's also going to fade to the left, similar to where Austin lands. Matt, he's going to throw his more of a direct line at the basket, but same as Brandon and Austin, he's going to fade off left, so we've got 3 putts from about 25 feet to the left of the basket. Brandon, he's going to miss the basket on that putt. Matt, a little bit closer, hits the very top of the cage and rolls 5 feet from the basket. Austin, the closest of the 3, misreleased that one, puts it way over the basket. Similar length comebacker, but he makes that one, takes his 3. So we'll have 1 birdie on the card. A little bit surprising given this hole is pretty much a wide open 245-foot putter shot.
There's always some beautiful waterfowl around the lake. Some nice cranes and ducks and geese and large beaked birds.
And after hole 10, we've got round scores at -8, 2 at even, and 1 at -5. Hole 11 is going to be from the woods starting out, but it goes out into the open fairly early on. Finishing to the right by the tree is a great forehand shot or a backhand turnover mid-range if you have it. I'm going to opt for the forehand. I just feel slightly more comfortable throwing it. But I kick off an early tree in the woods. It kicks left, but then hyzers back to the right as if it never hit a tree. And it's fairly close to the basket. Austin, not going to have similar luck. He's going to hit the tree, and he's going to be in the woods. Didn't ever clear that last tree. Brandon, he's going to opt for the backhand. More of a turnover shot. Hits the gap perfectly. Fading to the right. He'll definitely be in position for a good putt. And Matt, he's going to go the forehand, so we're going to have 1 sole backhand on the card. Lands fairly close to the basket. And Austin, he's in a tough spot. He's going to have to take a forehand roller to the basket, but he lays it down on a perfect angle. Just comes up a little bit short of the basket, but it was a great recovery shot given he was so close to the tee pad. And he's going to make his putt from about 35 feet. That was a very solid par save from where he was. Then we're going to have 3 putts for birdie remaining, all within about 15 feet. Matt, being the furthest away, takes his time on this putt, catches it in, takes the birdie. Brandon's going to be a similar distance, just a little bit short of the basket. Throws his putt high, hits the band. That's going to be 2 inside the circle misses to start the back 9. And as I tap in my putt, we'll have 2 birdies and 2 pars on the card. Hole 11 definitely playing tough with the woods right off the tee pad. It's easy to hit a tree or to just miss the gap.
How did you land there after hitting that tree? That's crazy.
Very lucky shot. Going to hole 12, definitely a little bit different feel. It's a long 385-foot hole. And I'd venture to say there was very little birdies on the day on this hole. Very tough. You just have to get down there and finish to the left. However, you have to miss all of these late trees, all the bushes, It is really a bonus birdie in the truest sense.
Yeah, it's tucked back in there pretty well.
Basket also being on a hillside, there's definitely potential for rollaways, most likely on someone's second shot, as myself and Matt, we land similar spots around 70 feet from the basket, maybe a little bit closer. Austin throws a very overstable disc, and we're all landing in similar spots, just not really in a great position for birdie, but definitely makeable from about 65 feet. Brandon, he's going to throw a high, sweeping hyzer, lands right in the middle. Matt, a little bit further away, he's going to have to throw a little bit of an upshot, and he runs at the basket. That was a great shot, but he hits the hillside and gets a little bit of a bounce to the right. It's Brandon. He's going to be in the jump putt range. This is low, hits off the tree, bounces up off the ground, hits the basket, but he stays right there, does not roll away. Austin, just a little bit closer. He's going to throw a hyzer jump putt. Sticks right up by the basket. As I said, there's not going to be really any birdies on this hole. It's very tough to get up there. Just more of a everyone's kind of going to three it most of the time, because it's not that much danger for getting a four, but also, like I said, very tough too. So everyone on the card is going to take a par 3. Hole 13 still being difficult, but a little bit more doable. It's 400 feet, slightly uphill with some trees late by the basket, but for most of us, it's just going to be throwing as hard as we can. A slight hyzer shot or a slight flex shot, anything to get up there, 400 feet. So right here, I'm throwing my Proto D1, very reliable disc for throwing long distances, getting up by the basket, within jump putt range, but it's going to be a tough look for birdie. And Matt, he's going to test the OB row to the right, but he fades left, and he'll be safe from the road, similar distance to the basket as mine. Austin, he's going to throw a more direct line, but he's going to turn over about where Matt is, maybe a little bit shorter. And Brandon, he's going to look to throw a hyzer flip, as he does. Beautiful shot, keeps the height right, just a little bit short of the basket, but that was the best drive of the group and probably one of the better shots of the day. Austin, very simple anhyzer upshot, hits the tree as his backstop. Matt, a little bit closer than I gave him credit for. Great run at birdie. Rolls a little bit down the hill. Hopefully he'll be able to make his putt for 3. And I'm from the similar distance that Matt was. And Brandon, he has a great look for 2, but he misses it to the right side of the chains. We'll be a little bit disappointed with that, but hole 13 is a solid 3 to get. It's Matt and Brandon, they're going to be about 18 feet away to clean up their pars. Austin, a little bit closer. He's going to get his behind the chains, as will I, and we'll have another card of all pars. So holes 12 and 13 playing even for everyone. Hole 14, we get into definitely a much more birdieable hole, 285 feet with a low ceiling later down the fairway. Basically, you have to miss 2 big trees, whether you throw the forehand or the backhand, just to get down there and fade to the left. I wasn't too stoked about this shot. It was probably my worst of the round so far. Turned it over into the tree, but it leaves a long jump putt or a forehand to the basket. And Matt, he hits the same tree but on hyzer. His was going towards the basket, but hits the branches I was talking about with the low ceiling. And Austin, he throws his low enough to where he can get down there. He's going to be within about 15 feet of the basket. It's a good look for birdie. Brandon, he throws his high as well, but he clipped the tree, but he'll be a little bit closer than myself and Matt, but he'll be down there. Definitely a long jump putt or a short up shot. It's Matt gonna run at the basket, but he goes a little bit left. That's gonna be a tester putt to save his par. And as I said, Brandon throws his jump putt at the basket. Is Matt, he's gonna tap his in. Austin throwing the closest drive of the group. He's gonna get the first birdie on the back nine. So we're going to have one birdie and the rest pars on the card. So we've got scores, -12, -1, -2, -7. A little bit of separation at the top going into hole 15, 430 feet. Popular play here is a Anheuser flip all around the trees and fade to the right. Definitely a big distance hole, being 430 feet, however it is uphill. I'd say it plays in the 470 range. Austin, he throws his low with an oversteable disc. And right here I'm electing to go with my D3, throw it high, let the disc turn over and come back to the left. What you can't see is that disc is actually about 50 feet short of the basket, although it looks much closer. And Matt, maybe a little bit of a misrelease, throws it low into the left. Brandon, he definitely has the power to reach this hole. He's going to fade off to the left near the next tee pad, but a little bit past it. He can throw an up shot to the basket. Matt throws low left again. That's 2 in a row. And it's definitely going to be a tough 30-foot putt to save his par. And Austin's actually further away than Brandon is on his shot. Brandon's going to be able to jump putt from there. It's definitely a lengthy jump putt up to the basket, but he does it. And as I said, I'm actually 43 feet to the basket. And I missed mine off the cage. I believe that's 2 outside the circle putts this round that have hit the cage. Back on hole 6, I believe, as well. Is Matt, he's going to miss his putt for 3. And he's going to take his 4th bogey of the round, I believe. From similar distance from where he had his par putt. Keeps a strong mental attitude to make that putt even after missing his original putt. And we're going to have 3 other putts for par on hole 15. So the back 9 so far definitely playing a little bit tougher than front 9. Birdies are definitely less accessible. Definitely more room for bogeys. However, hole 16 definitely is gettable at 300 feet up the hill. Definitely a great shot to throw a hyzer with a fairway or distance driver up to the basket. As Austin's doing here, he's throwing his X1 out to the right. Throws it a little bit lower than you'd expect, but he hits right by the basket. That's a great shot from Austin. I'm throwing my D2 out to the right. Keep it on hyzer the whole time. Land in a similar place to Austin, just a little bit short. Just didn't get quite the snap I want on the shot. As Brandon, he's going to throw wider and harder. He's going to land just to the right of the basket, the best shot of the group so far. And Matt, he's looking to do the same thing. Round out the group with 4 great drives, as he does. So we're going to have 3 drives to the left, and Brandon's going to finish just a little bit right, but still great shot. And that's my first outside the circle putt of the round to save my birdie, as Matt does there. Hits the right side of the chains low into the basket. Brandon's going to be within 20 feet. Makes a nice solid putt. And if Austin can make his, we'll have a card with all birdies. So hole 16, definitely a card where we can earn a star frame, as we see here. And then we're going into hole 17, and actually this hole's a little bit different.
Yeah, typically it's a 90-degree turn around a corner, but for the flow of the play, keep things going, they played it out of a covered area. So this is totally different than it normally is.
Yeah, we're playing the fours basket from a temporary tee pad. They designed this hole to make it a simple birdie hole down the hill, wide open. But it definitely puts the pressure on you to get it close down the hill. You can definitely take this hole for granted and miss a putt or shank your drive into the woods. But first two drives are within 20 feet. As is Brandon. He's going to be a similar distance. And Matt, he's going to opt for the standstill shot and come in right by the basket. We have another opportunity for a star frame, given everyone can make their putt. And Matt, he hits the band, but he stays in the basket. That's a great putt. Brandon, from about 23 feet out, hits his putt. So we'll have two longer putts on the card. Austin, he's still kind of a tough putt. This is definitely missable, but he's gonna make it. And yeah, hole 17, definitely keeping that role of making a simple flow of play, earning all birdies on the card. And that's our second to last hole, heading into 18. I have a 5-stroke lead going into this hole. 470 feet around the corner, down the hill. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think anyone birdied this hole. This is just a very tough hole. It's a par 3, but it's tough to get down to the green and make your putt. Then Brandon, he's going to throw the lowest so far, but he's going to be right in the middle. That's a great shot. And Matt, he's going to thin the way. So here's Matt, right next to the basket. That was a great shot. Austin, he's going to choose to go the forehand, as he's done many times this round, his forehand being one of the strongest points of his game. He's going to be within 20 feet to save his par. That's a great par save after a little bit subpar drive. And Brandon, he's gonna tap in before Matt. So we got all pars on the card to finish the event, the second round, on the 470-foot hole. Myself, Harper, I finished -14. Brandon finished -3. Matt, -3. And Austin, -9. Rated round 1024. At this point, it was my highest rated round ever. Brandon, he's going to finish in a tie for 4th along with Matt. Maybe not the round they were looking for, but they'll be okay with it. And Austin, he's gonna finish in